Welcome, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends to Spoiler Sleepover, Season 4. The altar has been set, the drinks have been mixed, and a sacrifice must be made. So, join the cult of classics.
Look at this little guy. Oh, Jason Michael's dead. His spinal column has been shattered. He cannot move. What is happening? That's a hand and a half. Oh.
I unplugged my light.
Oh, way to go. Well, while Jason Michael gets that, we're situated. Welcome back, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends, to Season 4, Episode 5.
What'd I miss?
Of the Cult of Classics.
4.
This week, we are talking about a movie that came out in 1959.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Jason Michael. There we go.
And boy, howdy, am I excited to talk about this one. But
hell yeah.
Before we do that, let's jump into a little what's been keeping you up at night. Jason Michael.
Hi.
What's been keeping you up at night?
Well, apparently, this son of a bitch just had a fucking trip to England and Ireland and all that, but he also has been doing a lot of other stuff trying to catch up since then. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of literally everything I tried to catch up on after 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Hardcore. Catching up on The Boys, which last week's episode came out the week of the finale. Obviously not going to say anything. From Season 4 is getting more and more and more depressing the longer it goes. And I want something nice to happen, but I'm here for the depressing side of it because god damn it. Is that show just good? Seriously. Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2. Watch the finale. Here for it. Sets up for not only for Season 3, but also for things in, most likely, Spider-Man Brand New Day, as well as the future of Season 3 and possibly The Defenders? And then, of course, as previously hinted on, let me give you a quick spin of how my attempt at going to see Lee Cronin's The Mummy went. Now, here I go, Saturday night. It's at the end of its life cycle in theaters. The only time it's showing is 9 p.m. I checked every single day, and it was only showing at 9 p.m. I'm like, fuck it. I've been wanting to see it. Rob had already seen it. Thoughts coming soon. Can't really say anything about it, but thoughts coming soon. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go see it. So I hop in the theater, and I'm sitting there, ready to go. There's like 3 people in the rows in front of me. They're quiet. It's like, cool, sick. As the movie begins, 3 people walk into the theater, sit directly next to me. Not a couple seats down, directly next to me in the theater. I'm like, for fuck's sake. They are talking the entire time. Now, as you've heard both Rob and myself, shut the fuck up. Now, me personally, I have a job where I kind of need to perform and maintain a face of, ooh, I'm not going to rip your throat out in public. Do I internally think it? Yes. However, when I'm going to a movie theater late at night in a town close to where I work, I could literally run into anybody. I have run into people before, so I have to reserve myself. So the movie started at 9. There were 2 trailers, maybe 3. One of which was for The Passenger, which I'm kind of here for. Okay, Rob is not. The other one was for Obsession. So There you go. Rob's happy again. Now, it started shortly after that, to be expected. I got maybe 40 minutes in before I walked out because they would not shut the fuck up. The three people in front of me started talking. They're whispering the entire time, but I can hear them. I'm sitting right next to them. I can hear them. One of the fucking kids is going, like, the moment, this isn't a spoiler because you've seen it in the trailer. Katie wakes up and she's sitting there going, oh, wake up, wakey, wakey. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking throttle you. Shut the fuck up. And I looked up, I was like, guys, seriously, please, trying to maintain, some form of decency. I'm like, guys, please stop. They're like, we haven't been talking. It's like, excuse me? He's like, we haven't been talking the entire time. We've been whispering. We're not even that loud. I'm like, first off, bitch, whispering is talking. Second off, I'm sitting right fucking next to you. I don't care if you've been whispering. I can hear every stupid, insignificant, waste of breath comment that you're fucking making. Third off, you're in the movies where on the screen beforehand they post a giant thing saying, no talking. Shut the fuck up. You're not Mystery Science Theater 3000. We're not at your goddamn home. You're in public. Be a goddamn normal human being, a decent human being who shuts the fuck up during movies when you're in public and it's not all about you, you high and mighty cunt. Now, besides all of that, I went back to see it because I walked out of the theater and was like, fuck everybody in there. Because not only did the three people in front of me start talking, the moment we start seeing The Mummy, two random women walked in and going, oh, that's gross. Oh, what's happening here? I'm like, so I walked out. I walked out. It was less than 40 minutes into the goddamn 2-hour and change movie. I was not sitting there for the rest of that.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh. So I left, got refunded, got a free voucher to come back and see any movie, and the woman was so sweet. She was like, I highly recommend coming during the middle of the week. We have less people then. I recommend using it for IMAX. Me knowing damn well I'm coming back to see The Mummy with it.
Right.
And so I did. I came back, I saw The Mummy, middle of the week. It was fucking packed. Lie. But also, not The Mummy. The Mummy wasn't packed. The rest of the theater was packed.
Oh, yeah.
Mummy, nobody in it until 3 people, an employee of one of the groups walked in, and then 2 other people walked in about halfway through the fucking movie. Yeah. I'm not going to go into the actual movie again because episode coming soon. But of course, it wouldn't be this goddamn Curse of the Mummy, me trying to watch the fucking Mummy without the moment the movie starts. I'm like, sick. The lights in the house wouldn't go down. They didn't go down for like 15 fucking minutes into this movie. I ran out, went to the desk. I was like, the lights aren't going down in 5. They're not going down. They're like, all right, we're going to get someone on that. Again, the woman who was an employee in front of me, she's like, I'm texting somebody. I'm calling somebody right now to turn the lights down. I was like, But eventually, lights went down. Other couple came in and they were quieter than the other group. But I was, at this rate, it was the last day it was going to be in theaters. I wasn't going to be able to see it again. So I had to fucking not throttle 2 people to the right of me every time he was like, like, nothing's funny. Shut up. Tell her to shut the fuck up. Shut up. Folks, everywhere out there, in the listeningville, in the watchingville, if you go to a movie theater, please, don't say anything. Don't talk. You don't need to say anything. If there's a funny moment, fine, laugh. That's great. You don't need to have a commentary with the actors on the screen. They can't hear you. You don't need to make your own Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode. You're not them. You're not stuck in space. You're not 2 robots on the fucking satellite of love. You're an asshole. You're a plain, flat-out waste of fucking space. If you go to a place with other people and you decide to make it all about your selfish, ignorant ass self. So, folks, as the summer months approach, do us all a favor. You go to see that new summer blockbuster, shut the fuck up and enjoy it. Now, Rob, what's been keeping you up at night?
Well, if you want to hear a very similar rant, please subscribe to our Patreon and go watch the beginning or the entirety of my Movie Speed Monday on Obsession, because I had a very similar event happen. And fuck hell.
I sent you a text when I went to go back for The Mummy, and there's more stuff that's so useless, but I thought when I was in high school, douchebags driving loud cars and revving them up in parking lots on a Tuesday evening in a movie theater parking lot and just like peeling in. I thought that was just me in high school. Nope, there's still idiots stuck in that mindset, whatever. But
yeah. Well, what's been keeping me up at night? No. There's no room for people to do that at the theater I go to. So what's been keeping me up at night? On Peacock, I have been watching the Gilgo Beach Killer. It is a docu-series, 4 episodes. If you decide to watch it, I'm giving you pre-warning, they're a movie per episode. They're over an hour each. Now, wildest thing about this, I never heard about this serial killer. I know a lot about serial killers because I am interested in this stuff. And this was new to me, and it's a wild case. I don't want to give away too much because I highly recommend watching this. It's very well done, very well put together. But there is the case started in like maybe the 70s, maybe the 80s, but they didn't catch the dude until like 3 years ago. Yeah, this shit is fucking wild.
Like somebody came out saying they caught the town that dreaded sundown killers. Shout
seriously.
out to Patreon.
But yeah, so it's the Gilgo Beach Killer. And the first time I saw it, I was like, dildo? And I was like, no, that says Gilgo. And then my fiance walked in. I was like, do you want to watch this? She was like, the Gigolo Beach Killer? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm glad we both misread that. And she was like, oh, this is Gilgo. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I like Gigolo Beach Killer way better. But we have not called it by the right name the entire time we've been watching it. We just keep calling it different things. So good. Yeah, it's on Peacock. Highly recommend it. Really good. Very well done, especially for a docu-series. It feels like the docu-series recently have been getting kind of shitty. Like they're zero effort or at least like zero. I don't know. It's like the people who are making them have never read a fucking book a day in their life. They're like, even with this one, they were like, but he was a family man. And I'm like, John Wayne Gacy was a fucking family man. He was a fucking governor. Like, what do you mean? Like, are you fucking dumb? Like, come on, people. Use your fucking head. Read a book. Anyway.
Read a fucking book, moron.
Yeah, seriously. But that's what's been keeping us up at night. Are you a silent and well-behaved and well-raised person that goes to the movies, or are you a useless waste of space? I would recommend not letting us know if you're a useless waste of space, because we will rip you a new one and then block you. Have you watched the Gilgo Beach Killer? What are your thoughts? Let us know what's been keeping you up at night. You can hit us up on our Instagram, Facebook, Threads, or if you really want to have a fun chat with us, please hit us up on our TikTok and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Spoiler Sleepover podcast.
I'm getting just more mad thinking about that fucking interaction at the goddamn theater.
Well, let's get into something that makes us both happy.
Sweet!
Squiggly little things going in and out of our ear holes, our earworms. Jason Michael, what has been consensually, slowly easing itself in, like basically just the tip at this point? Once you guys get to know each other a little bit better, you'll allow it to go all the way in. What have you been listening to this week?
I hate you so much. You're proud of that. You didn't even give it a beat. You started laughing immediately. God, I hate you.
I want everyone to know, too, these are off the cuff. I don't write these down or anything. I just fucking wing it.
I believe it. Well, as advertised previously in last week's episode, Jason's been doing a lot. Not only did he go to a different country, he also had to catch up on a bunch of shit while in different country, and then once he came back, but he went to a show in a different country. He also went to a show the day before he flew to a different country. Your boy, hi, that's me, I'm your boy, went back down to Massachusetts to the MGM Theater in Boston to go see not only Death Clock again, but for the very first time, and I had no sway in this. And all of a sudden, hearing them for the very first time and watching the show, bro, Amon a fucking Marth. The Baby Clock tour from 23, that was cool. Don't get me wrong. Amon Clock tour fucking fits. Baby Metal and Death Clock, not so much. Amon Amarth and Death Clock fucking fits.
Yeah, dude.
Not only did I listen to the playlist I set up for Amon Amarth MGM, sorry, in Boston as a playlist. So I've been listening to all the songs that they've played. I'll eventually get to the rest of their discography. But a fun little tie-in, Death Clock just re-released, remixed, remastered their Death album, their very first Death album.
Oh, shit.
With better sounds, better quality of instrument, like fucking strings section and operatic section happening in some of the songs, where I'm sitting there, I'm listening on my drive home actually from your bachelor party. I was like, I don't remember Awaken being so versus just a punch you in the face about a fucking lake troll. It was so good. So Death Clock, Amon Amarth, by God's fucking will, I will see Amon Amarth again. And hopefully Death Clock will be back again, because they're just a tremendous show. Even with technical difficulties, they are a tremendous show. So
nice.
That's what I was listening to before I went to England and saw Ninja Sex Party. They played a brand new song off their album that has not come out yet, by the way. Comes out this fall. Rob, what have you been listening to?
Well, one of my all-time favorite bands released their first studio album in like 10 plus years. It's been a long time.
Hell yeah.
These guys right here, Saddest Landscape, just released their new album Alone with Heaven, and they have not changed a bit, but also have like built onto their original sound. This album is literal perfection from start to finish. It is a constant flow of music, so like the songs like go into each other, and the last song loops into the first song so well that my first listen through, I was unaware until I hit track 3 that I was like, oh shit, I'm on my second listen of this album. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I was like, I'm going to listen to this again. So yeah, I listened to it after I was leaving, or I listened to it on my way and leaving, getting my Touche Amore tattoo. And I was just like, this is the best shit. It is so fucking good. I have actually been chatting with the guys on Instagram. They have a show coming up. They haven't announced where yet to the public, but I got the inside scoop, and I'm not announcing it because they asked me not to, but I'm really excited. I was in my 20s the last time I saw them. Like they rarely play shows. I mean, obviously it's been forever since they've released music. So like, this is huge, and they're coming close. So like, I'm going 100%. I'm very excited. This album is amazing. If you've never heard of The Saddest Landscape, highly recommend checking them out. They don't have a bad album. Just be prepared for a lot of screaming and very emotional lyrics, because those dudes have been hurt. But yeah, Saddest Landscape. It's good stuff. Well,
does sound sad.
It's good stuff though. I have a flag of one of their albums on my wall over yonder.
I believe you.
I fucking love these dudes so much. But let us know what's been squiggling in and out of your ears this week. Have you been a fan of Amon forever because they've been around forever like me? Or have you just discovered them? Do you like Death Clock? And if you don't, why are you listening to us? And do you know the Saddest Landscape?
Fucking God.
Yeah, seriously. Do you know the Silence Landscape? Do you like them? Well, let us know what you've been listening to. We want to know. Trying to introduce me to some new music. Definitely introduce Jason Michael to some new music because he needs it.
I might take your suggestion.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into our final segment. Okay, I have...
That's a great start. Hear me out.
When I found out about this, I got probably overly excited, like way too excited.
Uh-oh.
But I wrote it down. I was like, I feel like this needs to be heard because the news is out, but it's not like out yet. So I was like, and then I thought about it more and I'm like, no, this needs to be fucking heard because this is amazing. And this is going to be a bit of a longer one. So there's a movie coming out called Last Chance Motel. Have you heard about it?
No.
It is written, directed, and starring Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton.
Hot dog.
They've written it together. They are directing it. They've directed it together, and they are both in this movie. And this is the best part about this. I have goosebumps. All right, this is good news. We get the return. Heather Langenkamp is in this movie. Dude, she runs the fucking hotel. Yep.
I wasn't expecting it to happen, but I wasn't expecting Heather fucking Langenkamp either.
So she is her character. She showed up to a horror convention as the character. She was introduced as Heather, walked out on stage, said, she can't make it. I'm here. She's this trashy motel owner. She played the role. She's keeping the role.
Hell yeah.
Dude, unbelievable. Now, this is where the little bit more comes in.
God,
I have the premise for the movie.
I fucking love Heather Langenkamp. Like,
who doesn't?
Oh my God. Like that's our Nightmare on Elm Street final girl right there. And Jesus Christ, does she come back stronger than fucking ever. It's like don't get me wrong, Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job, but it's like if fucking Jamie Lee Curtis came back and was like a little bit more level-headed about shit.
Yeah. But she wasn't.
No, and I'm still gonna rewatch those movies over and over again.
Samesies. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Buckle in for this one?
Hang on.
The premise for Last Chance Motel: a newlywed couple whose dream wedding spirals into a bloody nightmare when they uncover that their secluded venue desolate motel deep in the Nevada desert is run by a relentless, bloodthirsty family with dark secrets. So, some of the previews have... This movie's already been previewed. It's done. We don't have a release date yet, but the few interviews and the few people who have come out and said, I got to see this, have said Rob Zombie would be proud. This is what the Firefly family should have done as well.
Internally, I'm going, oh, yeah. Externally, I just want to go, fuck.
Well, you want to get really excited?
Oh, shit. Go on.
Danielle and
Scout Taylor Compton.
Scout are the couple. Dude.
Here's the thing. Since their podcast, I mean, they can take on the fucking world.
Dude, their podcast rips, too. I love the fact that they started with, we know horror. We do horror. We're going to talk horror. We're going to get horror guests on. Yeah. They went from that to, like, let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about raising families. Let's talk about, healthy sex lives. They have just expanded that podcast into just so much more than they even envisioned that it's a mixed bag. You never know what you're walking into on an episode, and it makes it intriguing. I get excited for new episodes because I'm like, what the fuck are they going to talk about now? You never know.
It's true. And you know what you can do for a little additional is go listen to Talk Scary to Me by Scout Taylor Compton and Daniel Harris.
Such a good podcast. So fucking good. Those women are just, they're just so strong. They're so amazing. They, you know, I'm not a woman and I look up to them. Like they are positive influences for women all around the world.
I was going to say, I think you're taller than them.
Oh yeah, but Danielle Harris, I tower over her. She comes up to like my hip, probably. We had
fourth too.
We had the opportunity when we went to
Silver Scream
Con, and I got nervous that she was like my crush from back in the day. I would probably pass out if I ever ran into Jennifer Love Hewitt because she's like my still running fucking celebrity crush. Like I still have a crush.
Hi.
Literally, I would lose it. This is how. Hey, I'm gonna
Jennifer Love Hewitt, if you're listening.
Oh my god, dude.
Hi.
I had a crush on her when I was a kid because she was on a show called Kids Incorporated, where every episode started with school letting out and a bunch of kids go to an abandoned theater and they sing songs about like stranger danger and like, you know, school lunches being gross. Like it was that. Jennifer Love Hewitt was on that as a kid with her braces and everything. I had a crush on her then, and that crush never stopped.
When Rob was also a child.
Yes, I was also a child. I was in elementary school. Oh, man. But I've had a crush on her forever. And I'm years old, and I still do. So,
good save.
Well, let us know if you're also excited about this movie, and if you're not, the fuck is wrong with you?
I swear to God.
Let's jump into an ad.
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop, the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch. Visit goreclown.com now.
Dude, I'm excited about this movie. I'm excited to talk about this movie.
What to do past Rob telling me to go to goreclown.shop.com, fucking whichever one it is.
Don't confuse
goreclown.com/shop. Oh.
So, I'm super excited to talk about this because we are talking about The Tingler from 1959. And Jason Michael wanted to spoil this last week, and I said, absolutely not. And we get to welcome back the one and the only Vincent Price.
Nice.
I'm so amped.
This movie, first off, we go from color to black and white with a little bit of color in there. But, man, is it two different sides of the coin that is Vincent Price. And if you love Vincent Price like we do, you're here for it, but you're very thrown off by The Fly. And you're like,
Michael,
The Tingler.
When we were writing this list, what did I say? I said, this one needs to be on this list.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I fucking love this movie. So, the synopsis that the studio put out, an obsessed pathologist discovers and captures a parasitic creature that grows when fear grips its host. I mean, that's how the movie ends. Thanks, studio.
Yo, spoilers. Come on now.
So this movie,
spoiler sleepover.
This movie was written by a fantastic duo. It was written by Rob White, and it was directed by William Castle, who introduces the film as well. This is the same duo that made a movie that Jason Michael mentioned last week. These are the same people that made House on Haunted Hill. Written by Rob White, directed by William Castle.
You know, I didn't know that, but that explains why I enjoyed The Tingler so fucking much.
Yep. These dudes have made some bangers together. Like, they teamed up. They were like, yo, we got that sauce. That sounded weird.
Why'd you know say what I mean? Hang on. Rob, why'd you say that?
I don't know.
Put you on blast.
I'm down with the kids. I'm hip. Yeah.
How do you do, fellow children?
So,
thanks, Steve Buscemi.
As I stated last week, I'm going to come forward with one fun fact. Now,
better be more fun than last week's, please.
It is 2026. If you are looking
That's
for this
not fun.
movie and you rent it, you're going to get one of two versions. You're going to get the one that Jason Michael got, which is a after, or you're going to get the one that the only one I will watch, which is the black and white movie. Now, fun fact. Columbia provided a slightly revised version in drive-ins. You ready for this? The blackout sequence with Vincent Price saying, "The Tingler is loose in the theater," is replaced with black footage with William Castle saying that the Tingler is loose in the drive-in, and actors screaming that the Tingler is in the back seat. Now,
That's cool.
what was released initially, colorization was happening already at this point in 1959. Movies were being colored. They were having things added in, little touches here or there. Some movies were being completely fully revamped and fully colored. With this one, they were like, they had initially started to do it and then stopped. They were like, we don't want to move forward with this. There's one thing we need to make sure that is in color, and that is the blood. So our first glimpse of color is, we're already jumping into this, Vincent Price cuts his hand at one point, blood. And then later in the movie, we get a blood faucet, we get a blood bath. All in color. Now, the way that these were colored, if you rewatch those sequences, the film grain drops because they didn't have the capability to just simply color one small aspect or one portion of things. They could color the whole thing, which would then make it look fine. Mm-hmm. But coloring just one thing threw everything off film-wise. So those scenes are a little grainier than the rest of the movie.
Are you telling me that color existed in real life outside of film before 1958 and 59?
No, it was only once they started coloring film that we started seeing color.
Oh, so the world was black and white back then, too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I asked my parents that while watching the Universal Monster movies growing up.
Did you really?
Oh, fuck yeah, I was a kid.
That's awesome.
Everybody, all right, hang on. Everybody in their life who has ever seen a black and white movie or a black and white picture has thought that thought before. And if you're telling me you haven't, you're wrong and you're a goddamn liar.
Nope,
dude. When the movie opened, we need to backtrack a little.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Frankenstein. It's fucking Frankenstein. It's Edward Van Sloan coming out, basically being like, "How do you do?"
Yeah.
The movie you're about to watch will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if you don't feel, enough to watch this, well, we warned you. This one's like,
"Hey man, the shit you're about to see is fucking real. So if you ever feel that tingly feeling up your spine, scream. You need to scream."
So I said I had one fun fact. I already gave you two. Here's a third.
Bitch!
That warning was put at the beginning of the movie because every theater that showed this movie, the seats were retrofitted with electrodes.
Hell yeah.
So when there were moments of fear that a character was feeling, the chairs would tingle.
Yo.
So they would feel it. So it was one of those like, hey, you might feel this. Some people might feel an electric shock or a tingling. That's because they were actually fucking feeling it. Because they had rigged the seats up. They had people running in fear out of the theaters because some people going, they weren't warned. So they were genuinely terrified. That's
incredible.
Beautifully amazing marketing. Now, in the movie, we're jumping all around this just because there's so much stuff that's fun. The blackout scenes, there are 2 blackout scenes in the movie where the Tingler gets loose in a movie theater. Those blackout scenes are when the seats were ramped up. So the theater fell into complete darkness. Mm. Any guiding lights that the theater had, they were advised no. So pitch black, dark.
No guiding lights, no emergency lights.
And you are feeling things tingle in your seat. So it's really cool that they didn't just build a movie that potentially could be frightening, they made sure that the audience was genuinely terrified. And in 1955 or 59, that's just a wild fucking concept, thought way outside of the box. I mean, we even, House on Haunted Hill, we get similar warnings. I mean, it's just, this movie's fucking fantastic. I love everything about this. And again, this is another moment. Vincent Price is acting. He is an actor, not an actor in this role.
Damn it.
And I love it. I think he, again, a year later, he's flexing his acting chops again and being like, look, I can be creepy or I can play a role as the role it is. And he plays this autopsy specialist fucking perfectly. The corniest, I know this is going to be a bold statement, especially for you to hear, but the corniest moment in this entire movie is the beginning of the movie when the guy walks in while he's doing an autopsy and he's like, you can't be in here, you need to pass. And he goes, will this do? And just hands him a piece of paper.
Yep.
And he opens it up, he's like, that's fine. And then just continues to cut open a body.
Yeah. So that man, little ironic here, that man winds up having a deaf wife, a deaf and mute wife, and they run
deaf and dumb.
Yeah. And they run a silent theater. Little ironic, but hey. Dude, when we talk about different characters of Vincent Price, when he goes from The Fly to, hey, I want to bang my sister-in-law, to, hey, let's scare the shit out of this deaf and mute chick until she's about to die to get this tingler sensation because it's a creature. They show you x-rays of something crawling up the spine of someone that was terrified before they died and then it cracked their spine in two. There's something living inside of all of us right here, right now. If you feel the urge to scream, please do so.
Yeah, we get
fucking 59. What?
There's a lot of foreshadowing in this movie too, which is awesome, but there's also a lot of misdirect.
Yeah.
So we get the information that some people who die of fright, their spines are snapped, broken, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there are other people who have died of fright who died screaming, and they're fine. So we get that little, okay, so there's clearly something going on. We're introduced to this guy. He asks for a ride home. How the fuck did he get there in the first place? Meets the wife. Vincent stupidly and poorly drops a saucer that's holding his tea and cuts his hand. The wife passes out to the sight of blood, which is, what's the hydrophobia? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
Someone will let us know. But
chicken shit can't stand a sight of blood. No, I'm kidding.
Back then, I guess there wasn't a term for it yet. But she passes out to the sight of blood. We then find out that Vincent has a work partner who is trying to marry his sister-in-law. We have another sister-in-law situation. And that Vincent is married to a literal rich bitch.
She is horrendous.
She is a hoe.
By every stretch of the imagination. I love how they're both very aware of it too. And he's just like, I could kill you. It's again, it's very House on Haunted Hill, because when Vincent and his wife in House on Haunted Hill, they loathe each other. And occasionally he'll just go, I could snap your neck right here. No one will know the difference.
And this is like there's no reason for her to remain with him, but he's totally with her for her money.
Yep.
So he catches her cheating on him. He threatens her with a gun, shoots a blank at her. She passes out. He takes the x-rays. We get he brings in his partner, shows him the x-rays. I'm showing you these in reverse order on purpose. And you get to see the Tingler appear.
It's like a giant horned centipede that you don't want near you at all, let alone in you.
I have a mini one. This is how much I love this movie. I have a mini Tingler.
Oh my God, when you said mini, that bitch is mini.
I got this at a horror convention. At a table, I bought a sticker, and the guy was like, "You want something from the basket?" And it was just a basket of like little things. And I was like, "Is that a tiny Tingler?" And he goes, "You're the first person to figure out what that is. Everyone says it's a centipede." And I was just like, "I'm taking that." So I have a tiny Tingler. It literally sits here all the time on the side of my desk.
Hell yeah.
So we get to finally, like, the dude that showed up for the autopsy unintentionally names it the Tingler.
Yep.
And Vincent just is like, "I like that name. I'm going to keep it." And
then
takes all the credit.
"Oh, he said it."
Yeah. There's a lot of, he was also given this drug that induces terror. He is told not to take it. So he does. And
Yes, you do.
he's voice recording himself. Apparently his lab in his house is soundproof. So he locks both doors. His partner and sister-in-law are outside the door like, "I wish I could hear what he's saying. He's talking, but I have no idea what's going on."
He told us to go to the movies, but let's eavesdrop. Let's
this
drop
show
some
is
eaves.
way more impressive.
Yeah.
And he freaks out. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
He tries his best not to scream. So he is using himself as a guinea pig. And he could not hold it back anymore. And he screams. And he's fine. We kind of jump around a bit more. This movie is a shorter watch, thank freaking goodness. But the deaf woman is, since seeing the blood, we find out has not been sleeping. So her husband asks Vincent to come over and help her go to sleep. So as a viewer, we are thinking, we know she has this fear, so Vincent is going to drug her. He doesn't. He gives her a drug to go to sleep. Then she wakes up because she hears something, and we see this creepy mask. That mask fucking rips, dude. A guy with a fucking machete walking towards her. She's terrified. She is a mute, so she can't vocalize at all. She leaves the bedroom. A sliding door opens, and a gorilla arm comes out with an axe.
It's like every Three Stooges horror short ever.
Yeah. My favorite part of this is like she like moves away because the arm comes out and like the axe like is presented in front of her, and she runs across the hallway, and he just like this with his hand, and the axe like lands dead in the table right next to her.
Yeah.
It's wild. She goes into the bathroom, and this is the second time, the final time, we see red on screen.
It's
and
fucking nuts.
We hear, obviously she can't hear anything, but we hear faucets running, and she looks horrified, and the camera pans, and the sink, the faucets have blood coming out of them. And then we hear more water, and the camera pans, and the bathtub is full of blood. And as she is like at the cusp of fear, a bloody arm slowly ascends out of the water towards her. And then we cut back to Vincent in the lab getting a phone call.
Super casual.
He is getting a call from Homeboy saying that his wife is dead.
Now, I was 100% on board with the idea of Vincent Price's and fucking decided, you know what? Let's give her the same fear juice that I gave myself. Yes, it'll help you sleep. Why are you laughing? No reason.
Yeah.
And then he sneaks away.
Right.
Was I expecting what else happened here? Not a fucking chance. Not a goddamn chance.
Yeah. No, it's wild. So
what the twist?
Yeah, he is like, all right, I'll come see your wife. We'll do this. And he's like, no, don't worry. I'll bring her to you, which is fucking strange.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. So dude shows up with his dead wife wrapped in a sheet. Vincent immediately just goes to, all right, let's cut this bitch open and find out what happened. And this is when we get the Tingler. And he puts up this privacy fabric. And this is so cool because
I agree with you that it's so cool. And I'm going to go off on a brief tangent. Can we appreciate how well these things are used in theater and in movies? The Tingler, yes. Most importantly, I go back to Austin Powers. And just like so much you can do with a privacy screen. It can instill the most terrifying goddamn thing that I took out of your spine.
Yep.
Or, I have a giant dick the shape of a tennis racket. But anyway.
My two favorite ones are from two different movies. It's the one where it's him and Heather Graham, and she opens the beer bottle with his butthole.
Yeah.
So that's what you think it is. And then the one where it's him and Mini-Me, and he's like, show me where it is. Where is it on the map? And it's just his hand pointing at the map, but it looks like his penis.
But it's his
it kills me every time.
But then the Tingler happened.
Yeah.
Privacy screens rule.
So it's such a cool, and again, this is the levels of Vincent Price's acting is him slowly maneuvering this rubber Tingler to look like it's moving, and that he's actually like detaching it from her spine, and like we're not seeing her body at all. It's just this thing is being revealed, and it's so cool. I love it so much. My headphones are falling off. So we find out that the Tingler, what kills people who can't scream, is a living organism that we all have inside of us. And if you don't do it,
it's in you too.
It's able to crush your spine.
Yeah. At first, when you said Vincent Price picked this thing up and was kind of maneuvering it like it was moving, in my brain I was like, oh, we're gonna get another fucking fucking Chris Kyle American Sniper bullshit where he's moving the like baby's hand of a baby doll.
Oh yeah.
Then this son of a bitch, this tingling thing, we see it move on its own. Yes, through puppetry, through wires, but fuck you. The Tingler moves on its own, full shot of the Tingler. And for 1959, I was sitting there going, yes.
Yeah.
This is all I've ever fucking needed, and I'm here for it.
It's so good.
Incredible.
We also very quickly get to witness the Tingler's strength when it attacks Vincent and squeezes his arm, and he says it felt like one of those hydraulic presses. I loved it when he said that. I was just like, hey, good.
I got to call back to your movie the year before this.
You just did that.
People that are in the theaters like, oh, I hope the Tingler doesn't. I understood that reference. Oh,
yeah, God, right. Someone in the back's like, shut up. Yeah.
I'll kill you. Oh my God.
His whore of a wife walks in and screams, and the Tingler releases, which gives us now the exact thing that we need to know. It pieces everything together. The Tingler hates screams and cannot function, loses all strength temporarily while screaming is happening. So now we know. And that's
knowing is half the battle.
Darn tootin'. So he decides he needs to do some fucking experiments, whatever, on this thing, and fucking everything just goes south so fast.
They put the Tingler in like a little rat trap or a squirrel trap, where you like put peanut butter in the middle of it, it runs in one end, knock the thing down, and it closes on both sides. That's pretty much what they put the Tingler in. The Tingler is so fucking strong, it literally eats and breaks out of the side as he brought it back to Homeboy's house, where his mute wife, still dead, and Oh,
We skipped over the fact that Vincent's wife tries to kill him
yeah.
using the Tingler.
Yeah, she like drugs his scotch that they're about to celebrate with, and he's just talking to someone on the phone, and then
he was talking to the husband.
Yeah,
And he was like, "I've arrived back home." Like all of this happens in one evening. He brought the wife back home. He was gonna call the police in the morning, basically to let her know. Which is plot hole, man. Your wife's back is open. Like, how do you explain that?
Laid out.
Yeah, she died of fright. What happened to her back? Vincent?
Fright.
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so he's getting choked by the Tingler, kinky. And then his sister-in-law walks in, screams, thing lets go, runs away. He recaptures, he goes to Homeboy's house, and he's like, yo, dude, confession time. You done did this, didn't you? You scared her on purpose, right? And he's like, well, you don't know how it was living with her.
And there's my answer right there. Thank you, officers. Please. Dude, I, again, was so on board with the fact that I thought Vincent Price did it.
Yep.
And then here's this dude, and he takes a fucking mask and machete out of his goddamn, like, trunk, and I'm sitting there going, huh?
Yeah. So Vincent says we need to put it back, and then I'm calling the police, and you're going to confess. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I don't know so much about that. We'll see. And he goes, well, let me go grab the thing. Nope, he does not. The thing has broken out, and the Tingler has found a loose board and has
by its name instead of the fucking meme that we have.
Dropped down into the theater that's below their house.
Oh my god.
And they were watching a movie. God. What movie were they watching? Because I want to fucking see that movie. I didn't look it up. Whatever movie
see
they were
with the Tingler flashing in, just going, everyone scream!
Dude, did you watch all of that? Dude, the fight sequence was wild in that movie. I was like, some of those punches look like they actually landed. I was like, yo, this is intense, dude.
I was focused on the great horned centipede that was crawling around by their goddamn feet, about to crawl into their spine and then say hello to its Tingler brother.
I wish I could. You know what? I'm going to keep my eyes open and see if the Tingler finds its way back into a theater locally, or even to Mass. I'll drive to Mass for this, or Maine. I doubt Maine would do it, but who knows? Because just for this ending sequence, I want to sit in a pitch black theater while this is happening, but I, more than that, want to see the entire screen go white and the Tingler move across the screen.
I'd be here for it.
How fucking cool would that be? So the Tingler drops into the theater. We get a close-up of a couple and the boyfriend, I'm just going to say it's the boyfriend, does not know what no means, even though she's not saying no. She is saying it with her body language by removing his fucking arm over and over
there's
again.
Some dude who can't catch a fucking hint. Literally.
Not even a joke. But weirdly enough, I'm going to do this live. That guy looked a lot like the scientist, the husband from The Fly. And I'm really curious.
He came back, got his head and arm squished. He came back perfectly fine. Just trying to find his own new way in life. And he just can't take no.
This guy, holy shit. That actor's been in a fuck ton of shit.
I mean, honestly, if you straight up tell me that it was the same guy right now, I would believe you, because the amount of actors and actresses, that came back year after year to do different acting roles in Universal movies is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the amount of, a lot of times it was background actors, and like they were maybe a secondary or even tertiary character and came back just to play somebody else. Like, you got to think back on, I can't remember his name right now, and it pisses me off. One of the inspectors in The Invisible Man, the mustache, who shows up at the very beginning, and then he's the goddamn Burgermeister in like Son of Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein. It's like, bro, you got a promotion.
Yeah, seriously. Well, the Tingler drops into the theater, and then this is when we get the scenes that I mentioned. We get the top of the episode where the theater goes black. We are warned by Vincent that the Tingler's loose in the theater. Anyone in 1959 who was lucky enough to be in a theater got their butt cheeks shocked. And yeah, the Tingler is captured. The Tingler is replaced back into the dead wife's back. Vincent goes, okay, dude, now it's time for you to turn yourself in. And he pulls out a gun and he's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And he goes, okay, cool. Well, I'll just call the cops when I leave. And he leaves. Like, the guy doesn't shoot him or anything, which I was like,
shit.
Okay, that was a hollow threat, apparently. And that's the Tingler.
The end, as the
From
kids say.
1959. I fucking adore this movie. I think it's great. I'm glad there was no pushback when I said this needs to be on the list for the 50s.
So, fun fact, I was always here for this one because we have it on VHS in my house. Sorry, in my parents' house. And they never said don't watch it, but for some reason the Tingler always came across to me as like, the Tingler, why would I want to watch that? Oh, that sounds dirty. Ew, gross. And for some reason, I don't know, it just never came on my radar. But I was like, I've always wanted to see it. Like Dr. Giggles, I don't know what the fuck it's about, but I really want to watch it.
It's not great, but it's a fun watch.
Shit. But the Tingler.
So the Tingler, man, I think you had an idea for last week's episode for a Bloody Legend, and I nixed it because it needs to be this week's Bloody Legend.
You know what that means?
So who's our Bloody Legend?
You know what that means, suckers? Our Bloody Legend of the week is the one, the only, Vincent Price. We couldn't get House on Haunted Hill, but god damn it, we can get the Tingler from 1959.
Dude, Vincent killing it again. I love this. And I said it last week. I'm going to do it. I've decided before the end of the season, I'm going to do my best to try and work my way through every movie Vincent's been in. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. And I watch
Keep
movies.
talking. I'm going to look up his filmography real quick.
Oh, it's a lot. I already have.
I believe it.
It's a fuck ton. I'm only going to watch movies where he's a main role, like
over 100 films.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of movies where he is a walk-on.
He's in The Great Mouse Detective? Oh, shit.
Yeah. So,
fuck, he's Professor Ratigan. Sorry.
Let's get into our ratings. Jason Michael.
Yes, sir.
Where does the Tingler from 1959 land in your cult? This is the final rating. This is our final cult from the 50s.
Oh my God. Have we already passed through the 50s? Jesus Christ. I will say, looking at the list, there's some pretty good one for the 60s. I would comfortably say it's not a leader like 20,000 Fathoms and Plan 9 isn't. Arsn't. But the Tingler is such an underrated gem that I feel like if you haven't watched it, you need to, especially if you love Vincent Price, you need to see the Tingler. It's it's an earlier generation of fear. And like what we've talked about so many times with the 50s is intentional, like people plotting to be like, all right, this is going to get A, asses in seats. B, we're going to have people freak the fuck out and dip. So it's going to bring more asses to seats. The Tingler, starting off with the Van Sloan type, listen, shit's going to get fucked. Just so you know, we're all screwed. The moment I saw this, I went, oh, fuck, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And I'm not wrong. It's not a leader, but it's a solid 9 for me. I love the Tingler. Oh, the Tingler was a kick in the pants that I needed for the fucking 50s, dude.
Yeah. Nice.
Rob, where in your cult would the Tingler lie?
So I'm doing a placement and I'm doing a shift because I want to follow through on my cult for the 50s being a proper fucked up cult. So
Cool.
I love this movie. I told you it needed to be on here. This is a fucking 10 for me. We have
Cool.
You ready for the shift? That's not gonna fucking make sense, but you're gonna be like, wait, what? So my cult for the 1950s has 2 leaders. That's right, 2 leaders. It's the Beast and the Tingler are the leaders of this cult. My shift, I have put them up as a sacrifice. I am sacrificing them.
Jesus.
Yep, off with them's heads. I have sacrificed them. That is the sacrifice. So my leaders for the 1950s.
We need sound effects now for all 3 of these roles. I feel, especially if that's how we're dealing away with fucking movies. Fuck
With their heads. So my leaders for the 50s, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and the Tingler.
Yeah.
My cult members, the Fly and Plan 9, and my sacrifice is them. How fucking shocked are you that I didn't kill Plan 9?
I mean, I feel like you came around to it. I was just shocked you killed anything or sacrificed anything. Because, like, this is the reason this episode's going to go a little bit longer. Because technically, we're at the end of the 50s. We do still have over on patreon.com/Spoiler Sleepover Podcast. We have Jason Michael Gets Learned. Hi, that's me. I'm Jason Michael. I get learned with a thing from another world. That's right. Now, for the public release, we've talked about The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms from 1953, Them from 1954, Plan 9 from Outer Space from 1957, The Fly from 1958, and The Tingler from 1959. Good progression in years. I didn't know we were just going to off one.
You don't have to. We're running our own cults, man.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I am going to sacrifice a movie every decade. One movie will be sacrificed, maybe more.
That
one will be sacrificed.
That worries me. So, I mean, as of right now, then my cult lies with 1953's The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and 57's Plan 9 from Outer Space as the top dogs, the leaders of the cult, followed up by 3 members of Them from 1954, The Fly from 1958, and the Tingler. Tingler's like up next for the promotion from 1959. He's got the robes. He's like, come on, you son of a bitch. Dude. All right. So I know I said this in the beginning of Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. I'm so glad we're watching good movies. I'm so glad we're not waiting with bated breath to just go, next week's going to suck, isn't it? We're watching good movies for the most part. Oh, yeah. I know there's some movies on here that I'm looking at like, ooh, I don't know how that's going to go. Or, ooh, I know that's not going to go great. And dude, so far, here for it. Yeah. The 50s has been an excellent decade.
So peak, here is a preview. If you've been on the fence about joining our Patreon, I don't know why.
Join our cult?
You literally get weekly content. Stuff you're not going to see anywhere else. You might get a little tease on our socials from time to time. But you're wondering, hey, you were doing decades for Jason Michael Gets Learnt for the cult on Patreon. Why aren't these landing on the public rating for these cults? Because there is a Patreon cult being built. All of the movies will not get placement until we have completed all the movies. And then, for those who are subscribed to the Patreon, you'll get to join us for a very special event where we do a tier of all of these, and Jason Michael and I battle it out together for the cult of Patreon. No solo cults anymore. We will be building the cult together.
We're going to make a cult. We're going to make a cult.
Patreon. So
.com/spoiler sleepover podcast.
join us over there. You get weekly content and so much more.
God
The 50s were great. I'm very excited to jump into the 60s.
I am too, but there's also a part of me that's sitting there going, God damn it, the 50s are my happy safe space, if you will.
And the 60s are wild.
The 60s, not
It's
that far off, but
it's a wild card of a fucking decade, man. They
it's
did
the
some
wild goddamn West. And Rob, next week, once we enter the 60s, we are talking about a movie from 1960. Starting it off nice and strong.
hell to the yeah. Woo!
Well, suckers.
Party lights on. Let's go.
Yeah, I noticed you were having your
Let's
own
go.
bit of rave there.
Let's go.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen Rob not in like a heavy metal format. Him in like an EDM show is a weird thing to imagine. Now, folks, as we said totally at the beginning of this episode and not through editing in any way, is my name has been Jason Michael.
And I've been Rob.
And that
All
was
hail
the
our
1950s.
chicken overlord.
Up again!
And until
And
next
until-
week.
Until next decade.
No, way better.
Sleep tight, suckers!
The tinglers in your house.
in your home.
house. It's in your house.
We don't plan our outros, but we were going the same route.
It's in your butt.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spoiler Sleepover. Join our cult by following our socials like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And for more offerings like this, follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/Spoiler Sleepover Podcast. So until next week, sleep tight, suckers!